Welcome back to another episode of my trading vlog, where 80% of my views are from returning subscribers. If that's you, give yourself a thumbs up. I'm going to start today with Bitcoin. We're going to hit all the rounds: Tesla, AMC, GameStop, VIX, SPXU, Playboy, PLTR, DXY, MVD, ASPY, Apple. We're going to go. Let's move. I've been working on this analysis a little bit. It is bearish in the short term, but I think over the longer term, we're going to get some pretty cool stuff, and I'll go through that very quickly. Thus far, I am supposing that we are in a third wave at the minute degree, heading lower after finding ourselves in a triangle, a horizontal triangle, extending a corrective wave. What's happening now appears to be the extension of a third wave at the minuet degree. So again, we are going to begin an extension of the minuet degree, and it is part of an extension occurring in the minute degree. So it's going to be a pretty strong move. Why am I forecasting such a strong move? Well, a couple of reasons why. The Fibonacci extensions of minuet leg 1 and this sub-minuet wave 3 both land on 21,800. Just right there. Look at that confluence. That's incredible. I have two different targets aiming there, so it's probably going to be a little drop here in Bitcoin for the short term. Zooming out to the hourly, this is actually the 15-minute chart. You're going to see I have what is the beginning of a reverse triangle. Points 1, 2, 3, 4 having been already established. We're going to be looking for touch point 5. And as you can see, the price is going to have to fall a pretty long way to get there. And that's why I'm forecasting an extension at 2 different degrees. Now, I said I was bullish here, or that I thought long-term would be good. So if I'm saying we're going to drop that far, how could I be bullish? Well, let's talk about this ugly double bottom. I went ahead and did a Bulkowski chart pattern analysis here, and it fits. These lines I drew are all based on the hourly time frame. So, of course, the daily close isn't going to be as high as the intraday on the hourly. So there's going to be some little gaps here I'm not going to fill up because I want to keep it from the hour. The price target here is going to be up towards 29,344. If you visit thepatternSite.com and look up ugly double bottoms, you're going to see Mr. Bulkowski's note about handles on bottoms, and typically they precede big moves heading higher. This fits that description, but first I'm forecasting a big dip and coming into contact with this bottom trend line. If it doesn't happen that way, I can easily see how, at least on this time frame, we may already have had 3 touch points at the top, and this may be a partial decline, and the price will reverse and head higher. I think watching the hourly chart is going to be the best way to know when this thing is actually ready to reverse. That was a little longer than I want to spend on Bitcoin. I definitely can't spend that long on everything. Let's go to Tesla. Maybe this video is long. I don't know. If you watched the video a couple days ago, I drew this yellow triangle expecting the price to throw over the top, make a bullish breakout, and then just turn around and make new lows. It's like, really, Cap, you're going to draw a falling wedge with a bullish breakout, and before it even happens, you're going to call the breakout, and then you're also going to call its imminent early reversal, setting a new low. Yeah, and look, that's what happens. That's crazy stuff. That's insane. I cannot. Anyway, so what's coming up next? That analysis came from a measured move down, and that has a target of 187.32. Going on into Apple. All right, we had, of course, more downside in Apple, everything. I was talking about these bullish divergences I was observing kind of everywhere, and on the hourly time frame. I noted, and I said a couple of different times, and I've been kind of following this, when you have an RSI divergence breakdown, the next push in the price is generally pretty significant. And by that I mean this is probably the end of a motive wave. This is how I've been reading the RSI, and I did it today in the SPY trading room. I said, hey, we're gonna see RSI hit 70 or just about 70 3 different times. And that's going to tell us when we're at the top of that motive wave. And I just nailed it. The RSI is a powerful indicator. I know there's a lot of good ways to look at these different oscillators. There's a lot of them. I prefer the RSI. It's just easy for me to read. So what am I thinking? Well, I'm thinking we're probably ready to bounce here, surprisingly. but it's true, nothing goes down forever. And this has been a pretty strong push. So unless we have some sort of geopolitical event, I'm not going to be too worried about it. I'm looking for a corrective bounce to the upside that should not terminate beyond the, let's see, what would be the first impulse heading lower here? It's probably right here at 151.08. So maybe A isn't that high. This should be C, where the correction is going to end. And because this is the beginning of a new corrective wave heading lower, I should be doing zigzag analysis through here. It's possible we get some sort of weird flat that's not necessarily a zigzag, but I doubt it. Okay, that was Apple looking for 151.08. Most of these targets are going to be bullish today, except for Bitcoin. See, that can't work. So Bitcoin might even pull up. Most of these things are going to trend together. You know what I mean? Especially because I think the dollar is going to pull back too, and I wonder if that's bullish for Bitcoin. I have to study that as well. Nvidia is just continuing to grind sideways after pushing higher on the earnings event, and this to me is a nothing burger until we can get above the top of the flagpole. It's arguable that the flagpole actually happened after hours, and this S move was the complete move, but I would like to think that you've got a shot one day, you get one open to complete that flagpole. That makes sense, wouldn't it? And now we actually have the flag. Bulkowski would not advise buying this until you get above the top of the flagpole near that 237 level. So there's gonna be a lot of hype here, but remember, there's no need to be the buyer that sends the price, that starts the rally. You can just catch the rally once it starts, because, well, yeah, if you're small fish, you're small fish. Is that big whales like small, big? Okay. AMC, let's see, how did I do here? I was expecting to come into contact with the trend and bounce, and I guess we kind of did have that. We overshot that level, that uptrending support, and this rally isn't, nearly as bullish as I thought it would be. Interesting. This looks like sideways grind in AMC. A lot of people are going to be calling for flag. I don't think that's correct. Let's zoom out to the day and just have a look. What a mess, right? What a mess. Basically, I think the price of AMC is reflecting, well, the psychology of those who are still trading it after it's dropped like 90%. It's doing crazy stuff. It's doing crazy stuff. Let's go to GameStop. And on the hourly time frame, of course, I said, hey, maybe we get a pop higher, but nope. It was GameStop that was wrong on, and it's following AMC. This should be wrapping up, though, this motive move, and I'm looking for a little bounce. Come up and try to maybe touch this trend line. The horizontal level of support and resistance I would expect to not see the price pass would be 2108, and that would be bullish reversal. Again, this looks like the motive wave is ending, so we could probably do some analysis there. There's probably some sort of triangle through here, and I mean, does it actually include this high back here? Very possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have a bounce. And because this is an ending diagonal triangle, probably, I can verify that by looking for, I think in the ending diagonal triangle, you have waves of 3. Okay, it's a straight line. What do you do when it's a straight line? Is that motive? Whatever. Okay, SPXU did some pretty awesome things today as well, and I am hoping, T-Man, you took some profits, because that is sweet. I'm looking for a motive wave at the minuet degree heading to 1552, and didn't quite get there, but got pretty close. That's not bad at all. Pushing out and above that last high in this reverse triangle is very bullish. There's a level of support here, so this could be the beginning of a new motive wave heading higher in SPXU. Is it true? It might be, but that would have to correlate with a dump in SPY. Now, I think we probably did hit this minuet level 3. Maybe there's a little more upside, okay, but nearing that 161.8% target is a good way to measure when the top of this wave could potentially be. It's a little early, but also I think markets are ready to bounce in general a little bit, and that would mean a retracement in SPXU. This wave started down towards 1325, so it's a pretty tall wave. I'm gonna have to break this down into motive mode and figure out where wave 1 would retrace to. It looks like I've already got it marked at 1426. Can you imagine SPXU coming down to 1426 and then pushing higher? I can, I really can, and then I'd make this awesome channel through here, and it'd be like, hey, look how awesome this is. A messy chart. Let's get off of this chart. Okay, SPXU. Let's go to the dollar. I was really looking forward to these videos are gonna get so long. I'm doing so many different tickers. That's okay. I know some of you enjoy it. I know most of you don't, and that's totally fine. You know, you can watch what you want, but I mean, this is incredible stuff. I was thinking the dollar might drop a little bit, and it did, but not as much as I thought it may, which would be to the trend line. Of course, I'd assume that. You can see it did come down just a little bit, not quite the same, and then boom, it just moved higher and overthrew the top of this triangle, which wave 5 tends to do. Is anybody listening to this? Reading into the wave modes has incredible predictive power. It's incredible with Tesla, with the dollar. Hey, this is the triangle, and this is typically how it behaves, and there it is. It's just amazing to me. I can't even believe it. I haven't looked at the charts much, to be honest. I have a little bit, but this is really exciting. I love it. Oh, man. So guess what the dollar does now? The dollar goes in for retracement. You see, you get this bullish breakout, but it's an overthrow, and it's said that way because what goes up must come down, right? So we get this retracement. This triangle is going to be a motive wave. It's an impulse wave, but now we're going to have to retrace, and I believe that could be as low as 103.9, but I'm going to be reading into this a little bit. I haven't ever actually seen a leading diagonal triangle in wave position 1 or A before. So this is exciting, and I'll be following up with that in the future. And here's another example of that RSI divergence breaking. And I said this in the videos. You know, typically you get that RSI divergence established, and then boom, when the price pushes out above that trend line, you break that divergence and you set a significant high. There it is again. It's just awesome, and I don't make this stuff up, of course. So it's not like I'm a genius. I just read the book, the right book, I guess. Let's go look at Playboy. I was hoping StockEd would have a chart for me on Playboy, and did I have a chance to check out Harry Dent's rant? I did not. I did open it. This is good. I'm glad that you're putting this here. I'm gonna pin it right now. Pin message. Oh yeah, pin it. Let's see. At StockEd, he's out and about. Okay, so maybe I'll do the full video on Playboy, and that's when I'll share StockEd's chart. Yeah, I'm gonna tease StockEd's Playboy analysis. Stay tuned for more. But I'm gonna go back to my charts. Here we go. Okay, so Playboy, I was saying, was in this falling wedge, and that's cool, right? Typically, you get that overthrow of that third touch point, which here would be down here at C, because I'm thinking of calling it 1, 2, 3, 4, and then like 5. It was a weird. I had to just like finagle this trend line a little bit for 5. Like, I don't know. Nonetheless, on the minute chart, there was a fun little pop through here, which was fantastic. That made me happy. I am holding some calls here. I'll just show my position in Playboy. There it is. If you can read that, that's good. I'm going to turn on my trades here for those that are not familiar with Thinkorswim or have a hard time seeing those little numbers because they're on their phone. It's going to take me a second here. Not studies, open settings, and then how do you do this? Show trades. There it is. Apply. You can see that I bought 100 at 245, and then I bailed out as price dropped, and then I started buying back in as price was dropping, and I did again today a little bit. I know, right? You're like, Cap, you have 9 shares and, well, 2 calls, and I'm holding 2 calls at 250, and these don't expire until April of 23, so I'm going to be, I plan on exercising one of those, hopefully, if it all plays out nicely. I'll go into it later. I think I covered all the bases. God, this video got really out of hand. Oh, I'm gonna go to VIX. Let's go to VIX. Thought VIX might be dropping. It kind of just moved sideways. All I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna move this over and say, hey, I think there we go. Nice. That look good? It's gonna have to make a little zigzag. It wasn't just gonna they make a beeline down. So go figure. Okay, that's all I have for today. Have a good weekend. Thanks for playing. This has been Cap's Trading Vlog.